Almost everybody has two jobs. Isn't that crazy? We're all pretending like it's normal, but it's not. And the funny thing is, you have to be doing more than one thing if you're going to survive the economy. Isn't that crazy?
In most developed nations, having two jobs isn't seen as ambition. It's a warning sign that something is seriously wrong. In parts of Europe, one job is enough to live a stable, fulfilling life. It covers rent, healthcare, time off, and the ability to raise a family. In the US, one job often doesn't even pay for basic housing. People aren't burning out because they want to. They're doing it because they have to. It's work or go hungry. This isn't normal. It's a modern kind of bondage, dressed up in patriotic language and marketed as opportunity. The worst part? We've accepted it. Instead of questioning why this is happening in the wealthiest country on earth, we call it a work ethic. But trading every waking hour just to survive isn't noble. It's a crisis. In countries with strong social systems, people aren't crushed by fear of illness, unemployment, or poverty. They don't have to decide between food and medicine. They don't stay in toxic jobs just to keep their insurance. They aren't penalized for needing rest. In America, one illness can ruin you. Miss a day of work and you're expendable. Ask for a raise and you're told to be thankful you're employed at all. This isn't a system that's failing. It's a system doing exactly what it was built to do. Exploit the many for the benefit of the few.
I work at Target part-time. I'm semi-retired. I see millennials and zennials rushing out the door after they finish their shift at Target, running out to go to their second job. And they act as though this is normal. This is just the way life is. And I see Gen Xers doing the same thing too. We all look beat down. Let's admit that, okay? Something is not right. My mother lived through the Depression. Her dad had multiple jobs to put food on the table. I hear Gen Xers, millennials and Zs, I hear them talking about they don't turn the gas on. You know, they put on extra blankets and that's how they live. There's no way that they're going to put the gas on because the gas is too expensive. This is what my mom grew up in during the Depression. People, we are living through a depression. We are living through some very dark time and we are surviving. Gen Zs and the Alphas, I pray that this turns around because you should not be living in a world where you think that this is normal. You need to have time to take care of yourself. You are not a beast of burden. You are not a slave. You are not a slave to the banks. You are not a slave to the corporate structure. And you deserve to live a life of fulfillment. Something very insidious is going on. I think powers that be, they've redefined slavery in the form of inflation, bank crashes, has forced us to make adjustments. You don't know it's happening, but it's happening around you. And then eventually going to be a generation that's going to think that this is okay. It's just the way life is. That's not the way life is.
Let's put this in perspective. The federal minimum wage in the U.S. is still $7.25 an hour, unchanged since 2009. Meanwhile, the cost of living has exploded. Rent, groceries, gas, childcare, healthcare, everything has gone up except wages. In most states, you'd need to work nearly 100 hours a week at minimum wage just to afford a modest two-bedroom apartment. So people grind. Nights, weekends, holidays, missing the very things that make life meaningful just to stay afloat. All while billionaires collect tax breaks on their fourth vacation home. In countries like Australia or the Netherlands, people earn a living wage. Healthcare doesn't wipe out their savings. They get paid vacation, paid sick days, and peace of mind. They don't live in constant fear of falling behind. Meanwhile, in America, exhaustion, anxiety, and overwork are treated as normal. And don't be misled by feel-good headlines about someone juggling multiple jobs to chase their dreams. That's not inspiration. It's desperation. In most developed countries, stories like that would be seen for what they are, a failure of the system, not a triumph of the individual. If someone has to sacrifice their health, time, and dignity just to survive, that's not a success story. That's a national shame.
With the swipe of a pen, part of a voter-approved Missouri law is repealed. Prop A's minimum wage provision remains, but paid sick time is out. I'm John Holt.
I'm Bria Love. The Missouri legislature passed a measure removing that language. Governor Kehoe signed it today. Fox 4's Jacob Sloan joining us in studio to explain its prompted reaction on both sides. Jacob?
Yeah, Bria, anyone who's accrued sick time since Proposition A went into effect in May can still use it and will keep accruing it through August 28th. Companies can then still offer the same sick time, but won't be required to.
Proposition A passed in November's general election, but then was almost immediately disputed. It was even voted on the Missouri Supreme Court, where justices unanimously upheld the choice of the people. On May 1st, workers started accruing 1 hour of sick time for every 30 hours worked. Less than 4 months later, the mandate will be repealed on August 28th. Governor Kehoe said that the new law is protecting the people who make Missouri work. Families, job creators, and small business owners by cutting taxes, rolling back overreach, and eliminating costly mandates. House Minority Leader Ashley Awney responded to the governor, saying that the law demonstrates the absolute disdain Republicans have for working Missourians. She continued to say that paid sick time will probably be on the ballot in the future as a constitutional amendment that will place workers' protection beyond their reach.
The people working these jobs aren't lazy. They're not unskilled. They're not failing. They're doing everything they can to survive. They work long hours, show up every day, and sacrifice their lives just to stay afloat. And still, it's not enough. The problem isn't them. The problem is a system that was never meant to support them in the first place. Corporate leaders and politicians love to preach about personal responsibility. They say just work harder. But no one can outwork a rigged system. No one can budget their way out of rent that doubles while wages stay the same. You can't escape a trap by grinding harder inside it. This isn't sustainable. You can only push people so far before they push back. That's how revolutions start. When a nation demands everything from its workers and offers nothing in return, it builds its own collapse. The American working class is being crushed, and more people are waking up to it. But here's what matters most. The real power still belongs to the people. Not billionaires, not CEOs, not the ones hoarding wealth. It's the everyday workers, the ones who grow the food, fix the roads, care for the sick, teach the kids, and keep everything running. If they all stopped tomorrow, the country would grind to a halt. We need to stop normalizing overwork. Stop calling exhaustion grit. Stop pretending survival is success. This isn't ambition, it's exploitation. It's modern-day slavery wrapped in slogans. One job should be enough. If this system doesn't change soon, the people will change it. And when they do, no fortune, fence, or force will be enough to stop what comes next.
I hate working 2 jobs. I just clocked out of my 8-hour shift, waiting in my car for 30 minutes to clock into my next 8-hour shift. All I want to do is go home, go to sleep, lay in bed. I fucking hate it here.